The news, the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment is worried about inadequate budgetary allocation. The ministry says could derail its plan to train 100,000 young people under the 2026 National Apprenticeship Programme. Sector Minister George Opariado says the 150 million cedis allocated in the 2026 budget can only train 6,000 beneficiaries. Speaking during the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang's working visit to the ministry, the minister appealed for increased funding. Sarah Pia reports.
Launched in April 2025, the National Apprenticeship Programme is designed to equip young people with practical and entrepreneurial skills to enhance employability and promote youth empowerment. However, the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado, says funding constraints could limit the scope of the program in 2026. He is calling for additional resources to bridge the funding gap.
The conversation was that we're going to increase the numbers to do 100,000 this year. Unfortunately, our budget was slashed from 240 million to 150 million. If you look at the presentation, the target of 100,000 cannot be achieved. So averagely, we will need 2.3 billion to be able to train the 100,000. So we have a difference of 2 billion, 150 million cedis. And so based on the budgets that we have this year, we are only able to do about 6,000.
The minister also attributed delays in the rollout of the National Service Emergency Response Readiness Program, which is aimed at providing basic military-style training for national service personnel, to funding challenges.
One of the things we wanted to use the military training to do when we were at the manifesto stage was to inculcate into young people the sense of discipline and other things. But as I told you, it's still pending. And so one of the things we want your intervention is to speak to the finance minister to be able to release funds so that we're able to roll out.
In response, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang, assured the ministry that government is working to address its concerns. She, however, urged patience, citing the recent settlement of $1.47 billion energy sector debts.
I hear you on all your budgetary constraints, and not that I'm making excuses, but I just want us all to be very mindful about our situation. Let's say not too long ago, just recently, we used so much money just to pay debts. I keep saying, I think I've said that elsewhere, that I'm not so much interested in apportioning what we have. I'm interested in ensuring that what we have gets bigger.
Vice President followed up with a visit to the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. Sector Minister Ahmed Ibrahim assured that the outstanding 50 million cedis allowance owed Assembly members for 2025 will be paid soon.
The August, September, October 1, the release letter was signed, I think, yesterday. So the 100 million that was promised in the 2025 budget, 50 million was paid before 31st December. The remaining 50 million letter was signed this week, and the money will be sent to the DCEs to be paid to our respective assembly members.